well. Ethnic divisions are often viewed as manipulations of the state. How can the UN and CRS intervene in conflict and change cultural prejudice?
Cultural prejudices are built over time, and they take time to dismantle. And I think that the best way is education. First of all, one has to understand that these cultural prejudices, these ethnic divisions, have to deal with our nature as human beings. We are by nature beings who categorize. And once you categorize, you begin to see we who are different from them. And very often the tendency is we are good and they are bad. Now, depending on the experience in the country, these things are built over time. What you see in most of the conflicts that we call ethnic conflicts or ethnic prejudices, they are kind of manipulated by people who are seeking power, people who are seeking wealth. So what can the UN do? The best is education at different levels, to let people become aware of how they are more united than they are divided. And I noticed that in Ghana, for instance, when we bring people together through the workshop, very often when they arrive the first day, they are not even looking at each other, they are not sitting together, they are not talking together. By the time they are leaving the center, they bond and then they begin to realize that, look, we are one people, why are we fighting? And most of these are based on baseless perceptions. For instance, in my family, in my ethnic group, there is an ethnic group we consider you don't marry from that family. And you hear all kinds of negative stories. For instance, my own mother is a very well-educated woman. And one day I was just with her and I made a comment that, oh, I would like to marry a Fulani girl. And these are very pretty women in West Africa. She looked at me and you could just see that she was outraged that I would even think that I was going to marry somebody from that tribe. And she said something that struck me and has stayed with me. She said, don't you know that those people sometime in life they turn into monkeys? Now this is a very educated woman who is saying that her fellow human being turns into a monkey sometime in life. So these were traditional stories and things that were created to keep societies apart. Now these prejudices are very difficult to eliminate, and the only way we can eliminate them is through education at different levels, at the school level, and also at the community level.
I thought you were about to say that the reason why your mother was so shocked was because you already had taken your vows as a priest, and that's why